Hello. I've been in the cybersecurity and IT space for about 12 years now, and I currently work within governance, risk, and compliance within the cybersecurity career space. One question that I get constantly is what exactly does a governance, risk, and compliance career look like? And so in this video, I'm going to go over the 6 different stages of a governance, risk, and compliance career, along with what you'll exactly do, what types of job titles exist and what kind of pay you can expect at each level. Now, if you're interested in a governance, risk, and compliance career, I do have a GRC launch career plan below that will walk you step by step on how to get started with your governance, risk, and compliance career that is tailored towards where exactly you are right now. So make sure to check that out below. First, I want to go over some conceptions of governance, risk, and compliance. For instance, is governance, risk, and compliance in demand? And the answer is it is actually growing at an incredibly fast pace because more and more governance and risk and compliance is needed for these new systems, these new AI systems that are being deployed. Something that is being overlooked right now is the governance aspect of AI and also the risk aspect of AI within companies. And on top of that, more and more regulations are coming out on how AI can be used, meaning that companies need to be in compliance with these rules and regulations, or they can be fined millions and millions of dollars. These companies aren't deploying AI agents to make sure that their systems are compliant. They're actually hiring real people to do that for them. And even if they did automate these rules, they would still need someone who understood the regulations and the company in order to talk to different lawmakers and regulators. I'm sure these lawmakers and regulators aren't going to be too happy to talk to an AI agent. So there, people are still going to need GRC. So AI isn't going to replace governance, risk, and compliance. It's going to actually grow risk and compliance and create many more jobs. It's also pretty recession proof because staying in compliance with regulation is law and you need a person there. And if you don't maintain compliance with the law, you can get your whole network shut down and then your business goes to zero. And also you lose trust with people. So governance, risk, and compliance is incredibly important to a business and they will pay top dollar for a professional who is really good. Another question is governance, risk, and compliance stressful? And the answer is not really that stressful. I've worked in key roles and those are stressful, but I could leave my job for 2 weeks or 3 weeks and I could come back and everything would probably be fine, unless, of course, there was an audit going on, but I wouldn't take leave during that time. So it's actually pretty chill. Now, if I worked on networking or a security operations center analyst or something like that, vulnerability management, yes, 100% there would be issues of me leaving. So I would say in that aspect, it's a lot less stressful. It is stressful in terms that you have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy, and bureaucracy is incredibly slow. So it does take patience. So it's so slow that it might become stressful, if that makes sense. So let's get started. Does governance, risk, and compliance have entry-level roles? And the answer is yes, there's just not that many of them. And really, I wouldn't recommend if you have no experience and you're just coming out of college, which most people aren't if you're watching my channel. I think you're probably over 30. Then honestly, a GRC role probably isn't for someone who's 20, to be honest, because it's incredibly boring. But for the entry-level roles, if you're coming from a different field, you could be a GRC analyst, a compliance analyst. A really common one within banks, government, and healthcare is an information system security officer or an information security officer or ISO. That's pretty specific, and this could be entry-level to mid-level type of role. And you can earn anywhere from $70,000 to $90,000, maybe even $100,000, depending on where you live. And a lot of this job is going to be you making sure that people don't have unnecessary privileges. You're going to need to find evidence to make sure that you're in compliance with the rules and regulations. So maybe you go into a system, take a snapshot, and then add it to a document. You're going to want to make sure that the auditor can easily find your policies and make sure that those are all up to date. Now, after that, and I would say this is level 1 to 2, so it's like the analyst level. Then you can move on to more of a senior analyst type of role. And these roles you might be doing risk management. You might actually be writing the policy. You could be this is a risk specialist or an IT risk. You could be a third-party consultant. I actually consider an IT or a cybersecurity auditor at this level. Claude was fighting me on it. No, IT auditor or cybersecurity auditor is adjacent to governance, risk, and compliance, but I don't really think that's true because a cybersecurity auditor makes sure that the governance, risk, and compliance is conforming to the rules and regulations. I consider that GRC, and I would put it at GRC level 3, which is where we're at right now. You might be leading assessments, you might be actually managing the findings and then managing the IT team to make sure that they are actually doing what they need to do. You might be reaching out to different vendors and then buying different things. You might be owning specific frameworks and making sure that everything is correctly documented and is in regulation. So different frameworks such as ISO 27001, risk management framework, SOC 2, HIPAA. You might be going more in depth of these. Maybe you are doing some architecture, some cybersecurity architecture, and making sure that the architecture makes sense. You can make a lot of money, $110,000 to like $180,000 about at this level, depending on where you live and then what industry you go into. Some industries, such as healthcare, pay way more than industries that don't really value security. Maybe you spend 2 to 3 years there, and then at year 5, you want to become a cybersecurity manager or stage 4. Some common job titles at this stage 4 is senior cybersecurity auditor, GC manager, information system security manager, program manager, privacy manager, business continuity or resilience manager. Here you can make, I don't know, $150,000 to $250,000 depending on where you're at, maybe even $300,000. A middle higher level manager, I would say 250 is not unheard of. Here you'll be overseeing projects, you'll be managing teams and coordinating audits, you'll be reporting to leadership, you'll be owning a full compliance program here, so everything is on you. You'll be setting the priorities and making sure lower level analysts are actually doing their job. And to me, this manager position is probably the most stressful type because you're like in between higher level and also responsible for lower level. So people who become cybersecurity managers, this is a stressful job. This is a stressful job. But if you like management, this could be it for you. There's stages 5 and 5, which is the director level. Now, this level usually works with that lower level manager in the previous way, or maybe even the higher level manager. And they're usually the director of risk and compliance or the director of cybersecurity, and they feed into the governance, risk, and leadership type of team. And they take what the cybersecurity manager is and then bring it into a business aspect and tell the higher level executive leadership. They lead the strategy. They also accept all of the risk. So they have risk appetite discussions. So a risk analyst will bring the director their findings, and then the director will make a decision if the risk is worth pursuing, usually based on money and the value of human life. They set what the risk tolerance is. They manage the budget for the GRC department, and then they report to the board and the IT team and the chief information security officer of the company. To me, this is also a really stressful job. If you like that type of thing, this might be for you, but it's not for me. Next, you have the executive team, and the most well-known executive role is a chief information security officer or CISO. Now, these are the enterprise-wide risk directions, and they talk to the board. They're part of the board. They try to make the board see their perspective from a cybersecurity position, but also from a business perspective. So that's how you talk to it. It's super high-level cybersecurity role. Now, if you're interested, I do have a step-by-step guide that walks you through a governance, risk, and compliance job below, completely free, so you can check that out below. And let me know if you want to hear about any other types of roles, and I will get to you. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.